What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to version 1. Now in today's video we're going to be heading off the back of last week's, where I decided to ruin the Megane exhaust. Now I know some of you liked it, but it sounded like a Skoda Fabia to me. So we're going to go through the video today and I'm going to tell you what I've done to fix it. So let's get into it. So before we get into today's video, make sure you like, share and subscribe and ring the bell notification to find your way back for any future content. Also, if you haven't checked out last week's video, I'll leave it up here for you guys because otherwise this won't mean anything to you. So, for those of you guys that did check it out, obviously, quick summary, it wasn't for me. Sounded like a Skoda Fabia diesel, and in the middle of the RPM, it just wasn't my kind of thing, and it was just loud with no tone. So, as promised, going forward, the car now has a centre box. So it's got the K-Tech Super Sport cat back with a box in the middle now, and I've got the GT Performance GPF delete still on. So obviously today's video will be the befores and afters and stuff, doing some startups and some revs and some flybys to compare the two, and we'll go for a drive and we'll talk about what it sounds like. Also, just another thing to point out, finally got round, if you saw my Instagram story you already know about this, but finally got round to painting the shroud black, which I think looks a load better as well, because this gets quite sooty from obviously the parts and stuff from the auto box. So having this all black now just looks a lot cleaner and stuff, and I think it just suits the whole aesthetic of the look, especially when I'm probably going to wrap these black as well in the future as well. Also, we pulled the exhaust out a little bit because the tips were kind of lost in the recess, so they're forward now and they match up perfectly. They're still the same tips slash cut, but they've just been extended out and they now match up the shroud a bit better. So let's get some noise clips, what you're all here for. Let's go back in time to my first reaction. We're in race mode, being sport mode. Sounds fruity. That's so much better. Yes. Oh, thank God for that. Hit the turbo again. All those horrible noises have gone. Let's get in race mode to celebrate. Let's give it a race mode pull right now. Oh baby. Yeah boy. soaked up a lot of those the overrun as well, which is so good. Like, you can hear it doing, like, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, I'll get some shots of the back. But it's got kind of like a natural overrun now. It sounds really good, but it's still got that. Oh, well happy, so happy. Keep the windows down for the memes. Oh my lord, this thing moves ground, man. Oh mate, even just sat in standstill traffic now. Look, I'll close the valve. Bliss. Doesn't have that tinny sound underneath it, there's nothing in it. Oh, so stoked. Okay, so it's banging down. He's making some noise now. Overrun sick. Turbo's letting off some great noises now as well with that GPF.
The next day.
Right, so let's have a quick chat about the exhaust while we're in here driving now to get fuel, because I've used it all doing flybys. First things first, obviously now the resonator is in. The centre box, obviously I've laid the stuff over the top for you guys to see, but it's even better in neutral mode. So cruising around in neutral mode now is pretty much as it was, I think. It's got a lot more tone to it now. It's, for some reason, like, it's got a lot more like low bassy sort of tone. When it had the GPF it was quite cracky and quite high pitched, so being able to keep that sort of low tone that it had with the K-Tech catback system is a result. And I don't even know if you can hear it on camera now, but it just, not that, there's the fuel running low. But yeah, no, it's really nice. It's a really nice mix of tone and quietness. As for sport and race mode, obviously, as you've heard in some of the clips potentially already, it's a lot more. It's still as well pronounced, but it's got a lot more tone. And like I say, it's got rid of that harsh tones right in the middle, around 3,500 RPM. There was a really kind of like crackly, like just really nasty harsh tone that you picked up on as well, didn't you? I said about like the sound of things. It just didn't sound great. So obviously this was going to be the first attempt for that, and in all honesty I think this is where I'll pretty much stay. One thing I will note is that the exhaust, because obviously I've still got the lights on and stuff, I don't have the exhaust is, well, the car's not doing what it would normally do, so I feel like it will still pop and crack a bit more, but for some reason the way it is at the moment it's not doing it. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. So I think until I get the map tweak done for the GPF delete, then it's not going to be the full potential. So obviously watch out for that video. We'll go out again and we'll do some sending, and we'll give you the full experience of once it's mapped, and obviously hopefully we're going to make a bit more numbers and stuff on the dyno. If you guys are enjoying this Megane content, make sure you give it a thumbs up and get down in the comments if you have any ideas going forward of the sort of stuff you want to see on this channel, because the times I do branch out and stuff and try other things, it doesn't get as well received. Obviously I know the majority of you guys are here for the Renault stuff, which I appreciate, you die-hard Renault fans, but yeah, and following the stuff, but obviously the interest of modifying and builds gets to you guys, so obviously I know that's the sort of stuff that you guys like to see. And thanks for all those guys that put their votes on the polls, because it really does help content creators like myself in what you want to see and what sort of videos you want to see on the channel going forward. That flutters. It flutters like every time. Sounds quality. thing about this system now, obviously, is, as well as the performance, which we'll get into in a moment, is the tone of it. Like, 4 cylinders can sound quite sharp and tinny, but this has got a really nice low end sort of growl to it now, like a rumble, which a couple of the guys have said to me, like, it sounds nice even as it was, until you put your foot in, because obviously then the valve opens and all that stuff. Also, that's one worth mentioning as well. I'll do a full video if you guys want to know more about it, but let me know if you do. I've got the exhaust now, the valve is actually on modes, so in neutral it's completely shut constantly. I'm going to put my foot in like now, so the exhaust is completely shut at all times in neutral, but in sport and race, which I'll do now, it's open. Back to what I was saying, sidetracked. The exhaust has a much nicer tone, and obviously it's exactly really what I wanted to go for, where I can keep it quiet, but I can also, well, press the button and open the valve on my demand now. So I control the valve now, not the car. So it's, because as it used to be on throttle. But if you want to see a full video on that, let me know and I'll do a bit more of an in-depth chat. And shout out Stage X Performance for doing that for me. So I'm super happy at the moment where I am with the exhaust in the car. Obviously, like I say, map tweaking stuff to come, but those things pushing aside, obviously shout out to RJ Motorsport up in Manningtree for sorting out the exhaust. Ricky's sorting that out for me. It really helped me out as well, and obviously it's quite a decent job on a already, because some people do get funny about working on other people's work, so he done me a solid, because it was going to be a case of that. I'll put the GPF back in because it was just unbearable, and obviously in doing so he's helped push the exhaust where it should be, so it sits a bit better and stuff as well. So like I say, all the boxes are ticked, and I'm really happy with how it sounds now. Obviously, like I say, once we've been to RS tuning, it'll be at its full potential, but until then, we'll see. So like I say, I think this is the best case scenario for this car right now. I think it sounds great, and obviously where we've moved the exhaust and stuff, we've pulled it, I've made it more present in the recess. Looks better. I've done the insert that I've been meaning to do for ages as well. So it's all, I think we're there, boys. I think we're there. So let me know what you think in the comments about what it sounds like and stuff. Obviously, again, hard to tell on camera, but you know, we'll be taking it to shows and stuff. So if you see me, come see me, and we'll start it up and I'll let you hear it in person. So if you like the video, make sure you like, share and subscribe, and ring the bell notification to find your way back for any future content. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.